And we are live.
And we are live.
Live as can be for the Millie Guarantee, Vic.
We are the Reserve here in Toledo, Ohio, and we have a big thing going on. If you hadn't heard, you must be living under a rock, because this is the $1 million prize pool guarantee to celebrate our 4-year anniversary, and things are heating up every day more and more. Big turnout today. We're going to cover last night's flight and give you 3 hours of poker action so that we can wet your whistle, because after today's flight, then we've got Friday, and then we've got Saturday, and Saturday equals 2, because we have the regular flight, and then we have the turbo Saturday night. So there's still a chance to get in. There's also one more satellite to be had. Two more satellites. One tonight and one tomorrow night, Friday night.
Yeah, and then don't we have a turbo
and then we have the turbo
on Saturday night?
Saturday night at 7 p.m.
Basically still double dipping with 2 events every day. We've been running, a couple of turbos, one in the morning, one at night. The remainder, like Victory said just now, we have a flight going on currently, which is the biggest flight so far to date for the Millie. This is a bumping day today.
Yeah.
And then we also have a turbo, which, Vic, tell the people what happened with that turbo with our Millie before.
The very first Millie we did, we had a gentleman come in from Fort Wayne, got here just in time for that Saturday night turbo after getting off of work, getting off of his forklift in Fort Wayne, jumped in the car, got here, and before you knew it, he was our first champion, our first Millie champion.
Pretty wild.
Yeah. So anything can happen in this game, but you got to be here to make it happen. And one way to make it happen is through satellites. We've got one more tonight, one more tomorrow night, $65 buy, and this is a chance to get you a $600 voucher into the $1 million prize pool guarantee tournament. And if you were going to come tonight and play in that satellite, then you would have 3 more day ones to choose from. You'd have tomorrow at 1 p.m., Saturday at 1 p.m., and then Saturday night at 7 p.m. So, Dom, you were dealing all day.
Yes.
All right.
It was a grind, and this is what a lot of the chatter was, though, while we were playing poker, was this beautiful new facility.
Yes.
That we are, I believe, debuting tomorrow. That is the rumor mill.
That's the rumor mill.
It's not nothing
still
official yet.
Waiting for.
But put it this way: this weekend we will be debuting this.
Yeah.
And it is by far the best in the Midwest.
Yes.
When it comes to poker, Vic, you have been in there, folks. When you walk in here, this is just poker heaven. I walk in, I see just a rows upon rows of poker tables ready to have chips be played. If you're in the sports, as you can see, we have 85-inch televisions surrounding all the walls. Not to mention there's a huge projection TV where the cash area is, where it's basically a wall.
It's a wall.
Yeah, you have a wall
of
TV to watch the sports. The dining room area is just as big as the room that we have right now. I'm excited, and I know everyone's excited. I want to give a shout out to Jim and Marissa for getting this thing going, and also Mr. Coffee. Those, especially Mr. Coffee and Jim, those two have been hard at work.
Yep.
I'm talking for months, not even like in just the last week or two, for months, getting this thing going for the $1 million guarantee. Folks, this is a great reason to drive and check out the Reserve if you haven't yet. I promise you, this is going to be a top 5 card room in the United States of America, but definitely the best in the Midwest.
Yes. So what we're going to do tonight is give you just around 3 hours of tournament action here on the live stream at the Reserve here in Toledo, and we're going to be looking at Flight 1G, and looks like they're just still going through some motions here, getting set up.
Getting everything situated.
And we want to make sure we get the... look at that. Time-lapse photography.
I love it.
Yeah.
We got Mr. Mudmaid in seat 3.
Yes, Mr. Mudmaid, who has double-bagged. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I'm very proud of Gerald, who I remember when I first came here, he was very green with poker. And I remember seeing that he made a deep run in the first few months. And I'm talking he was really new, a little bit younger. And I said, he's got some great abilities. I can't wait to watch him grow on this live stream. And that's exactly what he's done over these last 2 years, Vic. I think his game has gotten better and better. He's more confident at the table. Don't be surprised if you see him make a final day run here on that Monday for the final table, folks. He's got it in him. He mixes it up well, just enough where he can get paid off on his big hands, works in some nice bluffs. Man, some nice players at this table. Man, Marshall's at this table too. You see Derek, who we always talk about in the top 10% easily in the Michigan, Ohio area and tournament players that we've seen. K-Wall in the house. Man, you got Mobley too sitting down. Yeah, this is a very nice feature table. And look at that. Love the handle, mudmade.com. Got to give a shout out.
Absolutely. In the meantime, K-Wall, though, is going to hit this flop. Top pair with a 10 kicker, and not much there for Mudmade. Blinds are at 15-3, and 1,500 go in for the ante from the big blind. So our first hand here, K-Wall.
Yeah, nice.
Big supporter of the reserve, big supporter of our team here.
And one of our more consistent players that cashes in tournaments. He's really just searching for the big win. You almost talk about where you have some QBs like Jared Allen, you know, has good playoff victories, can't win the Super Bowl and whatnot. I think K-Wall has to be feeling that right now, where we've seen him with some deep runs, even some final tables in some of our big events. And he's definitely got the ability. Will this be the one where he gets the trophy, Vic, and the first place prize? And what a tournament to have that happen in.
You know, he's one heck of a water skier as well, and barefoot water skis. He does it all.
The Queen 10, who we talk about, is rising in popularity over the last few years. It was the hand of 2024, Vic, for sure. That was the year that I think Queen 10 really jumped up in popularity at the poker table. Always going to make it 8,500. So, Vic, we've been pretty consistent with these day ones, and we saw a lot of 7K pre-flop at this level. Mobley does a little bit of an uptick at 8,500. Early position, and he steals. Gets a free orbit of blinds. Mission accomplished. Also, smash those thumbs up, those likes, folks. It is going to be a fun one. Cannot wait for Sunday. We're so close to Sunday, Vic.
Yeah, so close. 10% from each flight going to day 2. And I can give you some numbers. In this particular flight, 146 entries, so they're going to play down to 15 players. Right now, we are at 66 players. And we are 9-handed. Which means right now we are at 8 tables. As soon as we get down to 63, we'll break a table. Be down to 7 tables. And a little bit, I'll entertain everybody with the flights to date, each number. Get your pencil and paper ready. So Derek's going to raise here. King 10, make it 6,500, a little better than 2x. And Mudmade is coming along. So does Sergi. Now Mobley in the big blind just needs 3,500 to protect the big blind. And you can tell by that motion from the hand, it's like, okay, why not? Yeah, I'm coming in. Thanks for waiting for me. I'm coming. But there's some sharing and caring going on here, and a queen right in the window. with a couple of deuces and rainbow. So Mudmaid does get the best of this. And he's in position on the button. Puts out a bet of 8,000. Derek's patented cadence here.
Yeah.
Always takes his time. Very thoughtful about what he does.
There's the main lobby going on right now. And Vic, I'll tell you what, it was nice the last two nights getting to tune in and watch from the other point of view. I think sometimes you and me are in here almost too much. I sometimes try to listen to the own show, but we've been working so much I can't. I got an opportunity to just see the production, see how it ran and whatnot. And want to give a shout out to not only you, but to Brian and Eli, this four-man team we got going right now. And Vic, this is your third partner in 3 days. So you probably right now are the most fresh in your mind about this. It's so refreshing even having a team now where we're getting different personalities and different perspectives of the game of poker in this booth for the people to listen to. I just loved even the differences between the shows, between you and Eli and you and Brian, the different styles, the different opinions on poker. We talk about how many times there's more than one way to skin a cat, more than one way to win in this game. And getting those viewpoints is great. I thought you guys did an excellent job the last 2 days.
Appreciate that. And speaking of our team, we also can rely from time to time for Josh Black. We had some calls for Josh last night on the chat. And Adam the Professor, and then Tarantula Nick. Everybody seems to really enjoy hearing the different perspectives as well. And it does. It helps a great deal. And when you've got a bench, when you've got a depth like that to go pull from, it makes this job.
I don't know if you saw,
so
though,
fun.
I put a squadouche on the Josh Black thing, though. There's a conundrum.
Oh,
He has to get us that single hip-hop release for our theme music when we start the show before he live streams again. Give the people what they want, Mr. Black.
Mr. Wall picking up pocket kings in the big blind.
Big hand alert here. Pocket
After a raise and a 3-bet, he is down to 55,000 in chips. Not really a terrifying spot to be in.
He heard me, and I'm glad.
Mr.
I got a
Black.
look from him. Good. I want him to know I'm in his head. He knows he needs to do it. That's why he came in here.
Yep, all in here with the kings. He witnessed
At least look at
A
Mudmaid.
raise.
Get rid of it right away.
right away. Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. That's the style. That's an example, though, where Gerald can take down some pots pre-flop. If he keeps that up, he released it right away. But that's what I'm talking about, how he gets mixed. He mixes it up. He also gets players that sometimes push with the opposite. They'll push with like an ace-queen when he has the kings because of his style. Really evolved well, and congratulations to K-Wall. He's getting close to 100K. That's definitely the area you want to be in.
And if you look up in the top right-hand corner of the screen, you can see that we are down to 64 players in this flight. This flight with 146 entries. It's a nice thing about starting after the main dinner break. There are no more entries into this flight from this point on. So that number will not change for this evening. But the number that will be changing is that up on the right-hand corner. How many are left? Because we're playing down to 15.
K-Wall now getting a rush of cards with pocket 10s after pocket kings, but right now it is second best to Mobley. He doesn't have a lot in there, Vic. Only 1,500. Definitely helps. Also a couple players behind.
Basically a fourth of his stack here to make this call.
Gets rid of it. Nice hand.
And out of position, Mobley's in just a stellar spot here with the kings on the button. And again, good lay down there from Mudmaid.
So he's not switching gears. He's staying consistent. He's just running in the kings both times.
Tyler brings up a good question. If you make it to day 2, are you already in the money? You are. As a matter of fact, as soon as you bag your very first bag, you go to the cage and you collect $1,000. If you multi-bag, then you collect a multi-bag bonus of $3,000 for each additional bag after your first one. And then, yes, there will be payouts right from the get-go on day 2. What those will be, we don't know, because really it depends on how many people. We are anticipating a $200,000 prize pool guarantee, but it's very likely that it'll be greater than that for first place, and then all of the prizes will be fitted in underneath that and tailored for our day 2.
Your fastest is probably slow. I said your fastest is probably slow.
No fat jokes on live, please.
I'm not saying that was a bad joke.
Well, this table's having a good time together.
Yeah, pocket 10s again. Vic, is it one of those days where we're going to see the big pairs consistently throughout the night? I mean, 10s twice, kings twice already. Mobley also with 9s in the sand. First impression, pretty strong.
Well, one of my favorite things, 5-handed going to this flop. And it's ace 6-6 rainbow. So Mobley's still in the lead here. I'm sorry, Marshall's still in the lead here with his 10s. And everybody checks it around, and oh my, 3 6s. So now you've got 2 players with a full house.
Little scare card, though, with that ace.
Yeah, and oh my goodness.
Does someone want to try to breathe on it, maybe? Curious to see whoever's last, if they go for it. But 5 players in the hand. Look at Marshall. Yeah, he says, that'll be me. Bets 12,000. And looks like these 2 players might be chopping the pot as they're going to be playing the board.
So Sergey says, I'm going to make the call and play the board.
Yeah.
I got a chance to chop here, and sure enough, chop and pick up 12 grand, adding to his stack.
You get a couple players looking at him salty like, you thieves. It should have been all of ours.
Yeah,
Nope, name of the game.
it is the name of the game. On this flight with 146 players, this is a $600 buy-in, folks, and then you have the option for $20 to get an additional $10,000 in chips. So everybody basically starting with $60,000 in chips At 146 players, that means in this particular flight we've got 8.7 million. Let's just call it 8.8 million in play. Around 60 players remaining puts that average chip stack at 146,000. And we picked up some more viewers. Thank you very much for joining us. Very much appreciate it. We've had some great turnouts here for our day ones. I don't know what to call it. A 3-hour blip, a 3-hour tour, maybe. A 3-hour tour of the Millie each night. And we thank you very much. It's been very enjoyable. We've seen some great poker action.
So got to raise up to 8K. K-Wall, who's been getting hands. He got paid off on the kings, taking down a nice pot pre-flop. Let go of the tens. Just had a small blind in. Didn't lose anything extra. But now, in the lead, going to the flop right now so far with ace-queen versus ace-10. Marshall, suited queen. Looks like he's going to see a flop. See if he can ride dirty. 3 players, 27K in the middle. Hand number 7, Vic. And a lady, the case queen on the flop. Oh, did I say that? No, not the case queen. But still, the queen on the flop. 2 players flopping top pair. Got ahead of myself. K-Wall with top though. OMC with the C bet up to 12.
Interesting to see Marshall in this hand with the queen 3. He's protecting the big blind. I have a lot of respect for Marshall's game.
He's made a few deep runs, not just one.
No,
a couple.
And he's in a tough situation here. Protecting the big blind is a way of feeling committed and deciding to follow through on it. And
I think
now you got to wonder, is he going to feel committed with the queen, but he doesn't. He lets it go.
You see a raise, and then you also see a re-raise up to 30 where a player only has 48K back. You know he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
He's putting in half a stack almost. Yeah, easy fold. It was suited. You're hoping the flop either a dirty 2 pair or a flush. Didn't happen.
Yeah, Zach, he is a very strong player. Oftentimes, when I'm doing some analysis here on this play, not necessarily evaluating the player themselves, although almost every one of these players I have very high regard for. We happen to have a very keen feature table here tonight. But I kind of go back to what kind of player I was 25 years ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. I hope that I have evolved. And now, after dealing so much here at this poker club over the last 4 years, you definitely pick up on, as Dom mentioned, the evolution of a player like Mudmaid, and we see that repeatedly. But we also do see players that will stagnate, and they're pretty much playing the same way they played 20 years ago. They're still going by some of the hard and core things that they think were important to them then, and they stick to that. It's so important, and that's why I love having this live stream and being able to provide it. It's so important to learn this game each and every day. Speaking of Levine, there he is in the green hoodie, bottom right-hand side of our screen.
He has a mound of chips there.
Doesn't look like he's interested in sharing those chips either.
No, he's got both hands around him like they're mine. Stay back. Oh, it looks like he's well over 300K. It looks like around almost 400K right there. Making a surge for day 2 this Sunday.
Oh, look, he heard us. Now he pulled up his hoodie. He's pretending like he doesn't see us. Sergi now, there is the Nemesis King Jack, and it is suited. Mobley away from the table. And K-Wall getting the kings.
He has been on a heater. You can see in the chip stack up to 123K. He's going to push it on. Once again, the nemesis getting player in trouble. The blinds get bigger. King Jack.
Now 15,500 for Sergey to complete, or 13,000. And he lets it go. So Kevin continues to add to his stack.
Yeah, the heater continues, and he just shy of 15K right there, Vic. 138K in front of him. I know plenty of people that work at the reserve would definitely be happy if they see K-Wall do a deep run. We have we really have the greatest player group that come in here and play and support this club, and he's one of the nicest guys, quality person.
Brings us gifts from time to time in the form of a Frito-Lay box, and we all love that.
Hooks it up too with some Toledo basketball tickets sometimes.
And basketball, yep, men's and women's basketball at University of Toledo. My wife and I attend many of those games and bump into him on a regular basis there. Derek has been kind of quiet. Well, he's quiet anyway, but card action has been pretty quiet. He needs 85 here to call after Mobley raised it up, but he's going to 3-bet this with King 9 of clubs. Small blind for OMC needs 14,000 to complete, and he is down to 15 big blinds. Wonder if he's going to feel the compulsion here to shove or just flat, and he does shove. And this puts, yep, Derek, you can just see the reaction, puts him in a tough situation, but he's going to go ahead and call here. So heads up action. King 9 of club versus Ace Jack. OMC with his flight 1G life at stake. But he is in the lead going to the flop, and here it is.
All spades. Neither player with one in their hand.
Derek needs a 9 and a 9 only, and no, OMC.
Man, gets a big hand over 100K now, Derek, with a hit. Man, if Derek would have had that one, I'm looking at the chip stack, and you get Derek about 150K right now. That'll change the whole dynamic of the table. He definitely switches gears depending on his chip stack.
And he's got 15 big blinds, 16 big blinds in front of him. That really isn't a panic mode for Derek.
No, not panic.
Derek knows how to grind.
Yeah, you definitely want to try to accumulate a little something. Maybe not even a full double up. Possibly get a little bit more aggressive in the cutoff or button if it's folded around, so you open your range up a little bit. Mobley with the limp with the ace-5. Early position. Vic, I can't stress, though, how much buzz there is about the new room opening up out there.
Yeah.
Right now. It is, I mean, don't get me wrong, we're talking about the $1 million guarantee, smashing the guarantee and going way above and beyond. But there's just a buzz and excitement in the air in this poker community.
Well, wait till they see it. Well, I can tell you one thing about this particular table, and it's very different from what we saw last night, which was different than from what we saw the night before, which had a lot to do with the cards coming out in the first hour, a couple hours of our live stream. But in this particular table, early to act, and if you're going to flat, if you're going to limp in, you better have a strategy. Because otherwise you're just going to be contributing to somebody else's pot. As these players, if they have a hand, or even if they don't, if they're coming in, a number of these players aren't coming in to limp. They're coming in to raise.
You rarely get a table when the bigger the prize pool is that does that. Maybe out of like 15 tables, you might get aligned with one table out of 15 that goes with that style.
Yeah.
But you have to get just almost a lucky draw where you can take advantage. I think any poker player would definitely take advantage of that situation.
So case in point, Mudmaid in position on the button with ace 7. Going to raise to 7,000, and he's going to get 2 callers.
Three-handed.
2 players sharing an ace and 2 players sharing a 7.
Well, the open-ender, even though it's trailing the other two, really the best chance of someone doing a semi-bluff here to take it down now. But a quick check, first to act. Now the flush draw comes into play with the straight draw, but Mobley has the gut shot, the nut flush. Let's see what he does here. He's going to smooth call.
Mudmaid, the pre-flop aggressor, does not get married to his hand, gets out of the way, lets these two go at it. And a brick, so the check mark by virtue of the ace for Mobley.
I won't be surprised if Mobley tries to steal this one. There's 42K in the pot. He's got 41 behind. He doesn't know he has the best hand right now, but he does check. Nice check. And he's going to be really happy to see that he just profited 24K. You almost feel better than hitting the hand big when you can, with that much in the pot, checking down with ace high, and it's still good. I do agree with Levine. I know you touched base with him on this message board, but he says this live stream shows such an evolution for me in 2.5, 3 years, and I agree too with Levine. He's definitely harnessed his aggressive play. Still has it in him. We've seen him on the live streams and the cash games, but knows when not to, how do I say, explode at times, what we saw early on when he first started playing on here. It's almost like he came in and he thought he had to prove himself. And then once he realized he had proved himself, he actually played normal.
Yeah. Well, and I think another analogy is he got up to a certain speed, hit cruise control, and then didn't really check it back down again. Just stayed in that speed for a little while, and that will get you in trouble. You've got to be able to, bend with the ebbs and tides of this game. And yes, Levine, you have definitely learned to do that. More so than you did when you first started playing on the live stream, and that's a big plus to your game, being able to adjust.
Many countdowns going on right now, but also the 1 week countdown too of our first cash live stream in a hot minute. With this next week on Thursday, we will have our No Knit Thursday 2-5, and we got a 7-5-3 board, couple of hearts. And really a whole lot of nothing for everybody, Vic.
So who wants it?
This is where mudmaid.com. His style comes into play very well.
Got to play position.
Well, you're holding the 8, blocks it straight. Yep, takes it down. Profit 17.5.
And just to bring everybody up to date, I promised I would rattle off the flights and the corresponding number of players. That number that you hear, take 10% of that, and those are the number of players going into day 2. Day 1A began a week ago, Thursday, April 3rd, and that was 162 players. That was 162 entries. Day 1B, 168. Day 1C, 185. And then 181 for D. And then 141 for E. 130 players for Day 1F. And then this flight that we are covering right now, 145.
But tell them the number today for H, Vic.
So for H, it's 240, which means with three more flights to go, one of those is a turbo, we are currently at having 1,352 entries. 10% of that would be 135, but keep in mind, I think we have 6 or 7 double bag. So those players take the smaller of their 2 bags and set that aside and just play the bigger of the 2 bags. And those chips come out of play. Now Marshall commanding lead here with jacks. In position, continuation bet. Also, go to thereserve.com. You can get all of the information on our schedule. One thing to note, we have our Day 3 on Monday the 14th, and then on April 15th, we will be closed. We will be taking a breather and sigh of relief that this very big 4-year celebration for us is come to a close, and we're going to celebrate as well. So we won't be here on the 15th.
A little usasa.
But also, if you follow us on Facebook, we've been posting daily updates with the players that have qualified for Day 2 and their corresponding chip count. And the number 1 player still at over 1.7 million. And that was from the very first flight. And the blinds have gone up now. They're 2-4 and 2. There we go.
Mobley with a little raise up to 13K. Sensing a little weakness. Can you imagine if Mobley takes us down? What a year that would be for him. So 3 players going to the flop. 47K in the middle, hand number 15. Mid pair for Sergey.
And he's in the lead with that mid pair. Bets out 15,000.
Mudmade.com gets out of the way. Nice hand. Speaking of working overtime, Chelsea's been working overtime too this week. She's been in here every single day. Shout out to our masseuse team too. We've had multiple girls on the floor, providing a great service for all the players. Sometimes when you're sitting in a chair too for hours on hours end, sometimes you start stiffening up. they like to say, game on.
So with the blinds at 2, 4, and 2, you can see that Andrew has got to get something going here. He's just down to 12 big blinds, and he is the big blind. Pocket threes for Mud Maid. Gonna bump this up to 10,000. Saw a very similar play last night. Worked out really well. I like this bet. 2s and 3s are a little frustrating for me. Maybe even 4s, particularly in early action, when you're early to act. And about the only way to do that is to get a bet out or a raise out there. People don't know that you have 3s, but you put a raise in. A, you're going to trim down the competition, but B, you're going to have somebody like in Mobley's case here with Ace-Jack, who's just going to call, but now we've got a 3-bet with Ace-Jack suited from Sachin. A nice move here from Sachin. Looks like Mobley might be looking to let this go. A little frustrating because he put in 10,000. He's down to 64. It really isn't a call. It's really not a call situation. You're either going to fold or you're going to raise that to an all-in. And we've got a shot of the trophy. There it is. The trophy. I
wish we could get some light behind it, though. The
I
dark
know.
background, it's not doing it justice from
Yeah, we'll keep working on getting another shot of that. Good job, though.
It is
Eye
a
in the sky.
handsome trophy.
It's a very handsome trophy. It
Handsome
really
trophy.
is.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, James. Appreciate that.
All right. New opportunity. Good to see Andrew on the live stream. Good luck to him. And right now, all we really have is a gut shot to Broadway. Ripe for the picking.
Sergey's going to bet this out.
Standard position.
Yep. Should
Most-
get a insta-fold here from OMC.
Yeah, most likely bet fold, move on, unless he reaches down and digs deep and surprises us all. Yeah, Vic, I do remember talking to the Wizard too. It looks like, and this is not a for certain start time on day 2, but roughly around 4 o'clock, I believe we will be going live. And then on Sunday, we'll be playing it down to the end till we get the final table.
Yeah.
So
on day 3, the final table will begin at 4 o'clock, and that'll be 10 players on Monday, the 14th. Keep in mind that there will also be a regularly scheduled tournament on Monday.
yeah, so if you even want to be in the atmosphere,
Yes.
just with this feature table, also the new room going on, that'll actually, I think, be a pretty busy tournament, Vic, back to our normal schedule, because a lot of people are going to want to check out the new room and see what it looks like and all the goodies.
Trying to distract y'all some type of way, man.
Well, we've got some action at this table without a doubt. Ace-10 for K-Wall, and he's going to raise. Marshall going to 3-bet. That's a 27,000 with ace-queen. Mudmaid not taking some TV time. He's definitely calculating whether he should protect his big blind or not. Lets it go. And so does K-Wall. So Marshall continues to build his stack.
I thought he was thinking what I was thinking, so I was going to call him.
Very nice.
And with 8.76 million chips in play on this particular flight, average chip stack about 160,000. Maybe a little bit less. Give you an indication of where these players stand. The one player, or the two players that are in dire need for some help right now is Andrew at 40,000 and Derek at 42.5. Blinds at 2, 4, and 2. So they're both looking at basically 10 big blinds. Just a call from Kevin Wall, K-Wall, with the Jack suited, Jack 10 suited. And then just calls from Mudmaid and Sergey.
Couple of ladies with a deuce. King high, though, still good right now. Ace comes into play, brings up a gut shot with a flush draw, a royal draw. But look at that, 2 players with the flush draw. And everyone gets a draw on the turn, Vic. Some better than others.
Yes. So there's a bet from Mudmaid and 2 callers. So we're going to stay 3-handed all the way to the river here.
Right now, Mudmaid is good.
And Mudmaid's got to be feeling like that king is good because he just has not seen much action on this board from the other 2 players, and he checks it. And he's going to open the door possibly for one of these other 2 players to make a move on this.
I would be a little weary of Kevin Wall calling a call, and just smooth calling right there with the board paired with all that. I think he's checking. If Kevin honestly bets here, I think he takes it down. His table image too.
Yeah.
And here he goes. Fires. 25K. Wow. Gerald with a hero call with king high.
Hero call. I think Mudmaids was thinking that he and Kevin were going to be chopping this. So he is pleasantly surprised to see that pot's going his way and quite happy about it.
Tough spot, too. Like I said, Kevin Wall's been showing all these monster hands on this live stream so far, Vic. And he just flats with 2 players ahead.
And given the betting cycle, I would have thought the 25,000 was a pretty strong bet in that situation for those circumstances.
It almost, and the thing is, you could easily see a player just calling with an ace right there, being fearful of the queen.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the second ace comes, thinking one of the 2 might have it. But yeah, kudos to mudmaid.com for taking that down and not getting scared off. Playing some poker.
You guys are going so slow, man. I know. What the hell?
Andrew now, pocket 4s, been kind of waiting for that little nudge on the elbow to say, all right, when is it? When do I push all in? He's going to do it here with the 4s, all in for 40 grand. And in my situation, if I'm doing that with fours, I'm kind of hoping I get 2 or 3 callers because I'd like to see myself hit a 4 and then do a triple up or better. Right now, it looks like Mobley, counting out calling chips, Marshall had raised to 9,000, so this is a 3-bet with the all-in. Mobley now has to consider, if I make this call, will Marshall go over the top? Or if I raise this, will again Marshall go over the top? So it puts him in a tough situation, even though that Jack 10 of diamonds seems appealing. But when you're wedged between an all-in and a player like Marshall who had just raised, that makes it tough.
Tough situation for Marshall, too. Ace-9 offsuit, and he gets rid of it. And Andrew has to be happy with that. 17K without a sweat.
And some familiar faces there, as we mentioned.
A lot of familiar faces at the table right in front of us.
Right in front of us, exactly.
Sacco, Smoke, Cat, Levine,
Ray Brent.
You know, I don't think that's him, but in seat 2, it almost looks like Alan H. Even though I don't think that's him, but from the back.
Yeah, it does look like him from the back.
Kind of reps Alan H. a little bit. See Chad over there.
Yeah.
Ended up bagging that flight. Congratulations to Chad. And he's going for number 2 right now. He was claiming Bagger, what was it? Bagger Gavins, or he had some like Lord of the Rings nickname to him. Bagger Vance. Bagger Vance.
No, that's not Lord of the Wings.
No, that's not.
Bagger Vance was a golfer.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
That was the right.
It sounded Lord of the Rings.
I'll Google
like
it
to
real quick. Oh, look at Alan H. says, no, that's not me. That's funny. You say his name and he appears.
Are you sure that's not him?
Alan
sure
says
not
it's
you?
not him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Alan. I was about to say Levine. You know, but from the back. I knew it wasn't him, but it definitely resembled him. Can't comment on the facial features. Don't know who that is.
Yeah, The Legend of Bagger Vance. Golf movie.
I have not seen that one.
To be honest, I haven't either. I should check out the IMDb rating, and that's kind of how I base things.
Here's 2 type of hands that you don't expect to see.
Oh, Mobley in the lead here with his 7. And another king there. They're going to go check. These 2 guys can't check this down fast enough and get on to the next hand.
Yeah,
And,
blind versus blind.
Mobley, slow rolling here is 7. Oh. Somehow, I don't know.
Yeah, no problem.
Did
whatever-
Kevin bet?
Well, no, it went to showdown. Kevin showed, and then Mobley looked at his hand and said, oh, I don't have that beat and muck. But according to the stats we saw, the chart we saw, Mobley had him with the pair 7s. But
Interesting.
Yes, sir, in July. Yeah, definitely very excited.
could have been a technical error or
I was just there for the
player error.
Once in a great while, we do get a technical error.
the launch, but
Maybe there was a misread on the card.
second time working in Austin. I was there for 2 months. I managed a room out there. What a great city. It really is. It really is. I fell in love with this. Yeah, the food is incredible. I legit like gained 8 pounds the last time I was there. 4 to go. We have an all-in.
And there's the all-in for Derek. Pocket 10s. Choo-choo. He might get a call here. Low stack shoves. You look at ace-10 suited and clubs. It's kind of funny. If it's off-suited, you can dismiss it easily. But ace-10 suited looks so much more appealing. That 2% drives
Yeah.
up the
It does.
action in that hand so much more.
Yeah. It's the above ground pool of poker. Put an above ground pool in your backyard and suddenly you get real estate a little bit more valuable.
That's how you guys wanted them.
But also risky. Here we go, 10s. Derek
Uh-oh. Flush draw.
hoping to hang on here. Has to dodge some more
Oh, the
outs,
ace
and the
hits.
ace hits on the river. And we know this is not the end of Derek. We will see him again. Very competitive.
Man, a little run good for Sergey. Flopped the flush draw, opened the outs, and didn't even need the club. Hit the ace on the river. Pretty hemmed up, though, going into it. You never like seeing pocket tens. When you have ace 10, oof. You'd rather at least have your, jacks even. Where your tens are live.
My phone is right here. Can we see my phone?
And we've got some more people joining us tonight. We greatly appreciate it. We're going to do 3 hours here of some poker action from the Reserve in Toledo, Ohio. Our $1 million prize pool guarantee, $200,000 guaranteed for first place, life-changing money for a $600 buy-in tournament. You are currently watching Flight Day 1G. Andrew's found another all-in moment here, being the low stack after Derek busted out. Going to push in with a suited ace. Sergey's not going to challenge him this time.
This is no bueno.
Mobley in the cutoff, 9-3. K-Wall, not much better, 8-3.
The new one.
Back around to Marshall. No thanks with the Jack-7 of hearts.
Button is good. We saw it yesterday on our breaks. We were kind of just like skimming through. There was the place is huge. It's going to be a great room.
Last night, Dom, we saw Battle of the Blind over and over and over again, number of times. Was a little different feel from last night. And here we're seeing it, but it's not going to happen this time, as Andrew's going to push all in with the sevens, and we will not go to a flop. Marshall quickly is going to fold that 3-4 diamonds. But not before Marshall did call, so Andrew picks up a little bit of help there, and suddenly he's starting to feel a little bit of a surge.
Well, wasn't he down the low 40s, like 42, 44K early
Yeah,
on?
absolutely.
And now he's setting himself up where if he gets one double up, he can get right in there, especially when you look at this featured table. There isn't really a huge stack here. Out in the main lobby, I'm sure there's a couple, around $250,000 at least in chips. And as this breaks down, we have 51 left. So pretty soon we should see some fresh faces. Might get some big stacks moved to this featured table.
Yeah, when you consider there's 8.7 million in play, giving the average chip stack quantity to be right now at 171 or 172,000, and we just have one player at this table at that point.
And Kerry asks, why do y'all allow playing out of the rack? Kerry, if a player has a disability, we do allow it. But that is unless it's, something for medical, we do not allow you to play out of the rack.
Here's sevens for Mobley. And he's going to push all in here. Interesting shove from Mobley. Although he is down to 15 big blinds. Sergey with ace-jack. We've seen him recently take a player out. Now he's looking to hopefully take another player out and gather some chips. Ace-jack versus sevens. Will he do it? He needs 50,000, or basically a third of his stack to complete, and he does not. So Mobley getting a profit there of 22,000.
I just don't like that hand going to showdown. That was stupid. Actually, this was
Big blind,
statistically,
please.
I guess, a little better hand, but
His stack was shorter.
2 and 4.
Still at chatty table.
no.
Very typical of when you've got K-Wall and you've got Mudmaid at the table, and Mobley, I should say. You're going to hear some chatter. I enjoy that. I enjoy sitting down to a table where people feel friendly, feel open enough, chit-chat back and forth.
Well, it doesn't mean anything.
Not so much to the point that it slows the game down, but just very friendly.
The old 10-4 trucker hand. And late registration normally ends around 7 o'clock,
Call.
6:45, 7 o'clock, right in that window.
For the 1 o'clock, if that's your question, Matt. So we have 2 more after today. 1 o'clock day ones, and then we have a day one Saturday evening at 7 p.m.
And if I'm doing the math right, those are what, 15-minute blinds, right?
That's a turbo with 15-minute blinds.
So
So
10
probably
levels plus the dinner break. So you're going to have
about 10:30, 11 o'clock for a 7 o'clock. No, yeah, for a 7 o'clock start.
sooner than that. Let me.
Do some math over there.
I'll try.
He may have to take his socks
Well,
off.
every
folks.
4 levels is an hour. So 1 hour, 2 hour, 2.5 hours plus a 10-minute break plus so about 3 hours. So let's
So
just say
9:30?
roughly
9:30 to 10
9:30. I think 10 o'clock will probably be the cutoff
for that
for the turbo.
for the turbo on Saturday night.
I mean, I hope so. We gotta play the next day.
Yeah.
Blinds are up.
Andrew was down to 42,000. Now he continues.
25.
He was patient, waited for the right situations, and it's been paying off for him. And today we are live streaming till around 9:30 tonight, giving you 3 hours of action. We've been at it for about an hour now, so a couple more hours to go. And we appreciate your questions very much.
Getting close to the nitty-gritty. A lot of players, too, trying to double bag, get that 3,000. Also add, maybe possibly have a bigger stack going in the day, too. As mentioned earlier by the Victory Cigar, mudmade.com is one of those.
Call.
I'm curious after today if we have a triple bag with a couple flights left.
Yeah. It'd be, I think we'd be due. Andrew, now, look at this.
Oh,
Goes from being in desperation mode, building up a stack, and now picks up pocket aces in the cutoff.
does it make it 20K,
Raise it on.
roughly?
Make it 16.
I don't even mind a smaller bet size. You have a low stack in chips. You got to hope that your aces hold. Trying to get some value here. If they get cracked, they get cracked. It's just not your day. Some players will just shove and say the old, "Oh, I just hate aces. I could get knocked out." But well, you're not running good then. Mobley already has a decent amount in there. Kind of contemplating if he wants to see a flop, and he does. King 7 suited. Andrew does have the ace of diamonds in his hand, blocking the flush. 42K in the middle. Here we go. Oh, wow. Like the most action flop you could ask for with these two hands. Mobley with the flush draw. Andrew with aces, holding the ace of diamonds in his hand. I won't be surprised if we see it all get in here possibly. See how Mobley plays this.
We have an all in.
Yep, all in and a snap call.
And we see some of the cards that went in the muck pre-flop. Mobley has 5 outs right now. He's going to need a little run good.
I gotcha.
He is not at risk, but he's pretty much in there. Oh, wow.
And the board pairs.
And the aces do hold. Mobley's down to 3,500. He's pick up. I'm not sure if he's aware he has chips.
I'm checking your.
He's letting them know. Somebody's letting them know. Hey, you got chips left.
We're checking the stack to see if you covered. Hold on a second.
60,500.
Okay. I was about to say, you never know. When you get down to 35, we've seen it happen. Oh, maybe there was he counted it out. Maybe we're a little off on the chip count.
Yeah, a little off there. It was that must have been close enough that everybody there thought that Mobley was going to get some chips back.
I have to tell you and the people this story. So 2 days ago, I was dealing the satellite. There was a player down the 2 100 chips. Started just going in blind, not looking at his stack. Got it up to almost 60K.
Wow.
From just going all in blind over and over. It didn't matter if he had 10-4. He had like an ace-6 sometimes.
Huh.
I mean, it did not matter what he had. He went from 2 100 chips all the way up almost to 60K in about a 8-minute span. Just going all in, getting called. We run it out. Okay, here we go, here we go. It was unbelievable. You do not see that too often.
No, you don't.
And in such a short span. I said, did you go get a Keno ticket or something today if you're doing that? I mean, what are the odds? Blind.
Base, make it 12,000.
Mud made. Feeling it here. Everybody folds around. He's up against the small and the big blind, so he decides to raise to 12,000 with a suited king. And timing in life is everything. He picked the right time to do that.
Yep.
Quick folds from the small and big blind.
Button is good. Big blind.
I am just a fan of that young man. Not even just at the poker table, but he started his own business, mudmade.com. Check him out. It's a clothing line. And he talks about coming, the name behind it, coming up from the mud, had nothing. And now I'm seeing Aaron Donald, the former Super Bowl champion on the Rams, wear his gear.
Yeah.
And he's not just locally big. He's starting to spread out. Also, Trey Miguel, who's a wrestler for Impact Wrestling and has been on WWE, NXT, has been rocking the Mudmade gear. Definitely a local legend in the wrestling world right now, an up-and-comer. But he's already on legend status, one of the best wrestlers in the world. Gerald just doing great things, very proud of him. Has a good head on his shoulders, and is the one who makes our swag for the live stream.
Exactly. Does a great job.
Yeah, the unadulterated poker, the max values, the max value mafias, all that. So here we go. Pocket jacks raise it up to 11K. Sasha. King Queen. He's been waiting to play a hand.
11,000. And a call.
And he also can mix it up, putting on the pressure. Standard flip here. Oh, king right in the window.
Check.
And he's going to check. Andrew not buying it so far. Scare card for both. Check, check. Both players. Ooh, we're not going to see a check here. And that's not a bad card. I mean, Makes it a little bit less likely for Jacks to be beat, seeing that second king out there.
Bet 11.5.
Is that 11,000? 11.5.
11-5, and he played this hand so passively that Andrew could be convinced that he's just trying to take a stab at stealing this.
Yeah, maybe pocket fives, trying to represent a weak ace even.
Showdown.
Takes it down, shows
And,
the goods.
yep.
And gets a little value on the river.
He did get some value there.
Nice hand. He got a little unlucky today. He was during the day. He put on a squeeze with king queen and ran in the aces. But I admired his play. The way the table was playing too, it was ripe for the picking. When I saw him jam 4 players in, it was a small raise, just a couple of calls. Normal situation, a lot of dead money in there. But I love how he went for it. He got aggressive. He was playing for a big stack. I hope he got back in. I'm not sure if he did today. But yeah, very impressed with his play.
25.
Good job, Sashin. Up to 145K. Rocking and rolling.
And basically, these chips are kind of being spread across back and forth.
Yeah.
Nobody's really jumped out, and as a matter of fact, with the average chip stack at 172,000,
Yeah. Not a lot of chips at this feature
not
table.
a lot of chips at this feature table.
Which sometimes gives us a little bit more action when the blinds go up, though, where we see an uptick in all-ins. We might get like a 25-minute pocket, Vic, where
Yeah.
we see like 3 players getting knocked out. Sometimes bodes well for great TV.
Heads up.
And also, we're at 49 players. When we get to 45, we will be breaking a table, and this table will then be
Ooh.
9-handed again.
Set of 3s for Sergey.
Sergey getting a rush here.
Yeah, life is good.
Bet 17,000.
Quick fold there from Sashin.
Button's good.
No 11 was right.
Was it? I think I should have checked on the turn. I mean, on the flop.
No.
Shot of the main room.
25 and 5.
6 tables, including the one that is this feature table. So those 5 tables there. 12, 11, 10, 9, and 8. 8 being right in front of us.
Oh, this one set on this one. Oh, and I was never getting You had me brought dead.
Definitely some notables
Well, I don't know if you got spades or
in this camera shot.
ace four
We gotta
going to a
protect the
straight.
set. We gotta protect the set. Yeah.
Last time I had trips, you
Yeah.
drew out on the river on me, so.
King, queen, backdoor.
Hand number 32 for tonight. We're going to be going till about 9:30 tonight.
Lose the 10.
Kevin got quiet for a little while, but now picks up ace, king of diamonds, and he needs some help. He is down there below 10 big blinds. 2,500 and 5,000 are the blinds with a $2,500 Anny, and he's going to raise with about a third of his stack here to 14,000 and no callers.
Button is good.
So picked up a good time to get a little bump to that stack that needs yet more help. He has now become the low chip stack here at this feature table.
They come to you, right?
Big order, huh?
Gotta buy in something, you know?
I'm rich like all you guys, I'm hard working man. Damn,
I think that's our registration was closed.
miss my ace.
It is.
It is?
Yeah. 5 to go.
I actually
Yeah,
told
that's
him what
good.
kind of hand I had up there back.
No,
Huh?
close.
I actually told him the hand that I
Oh,
had
the
up there back.
15.
Oh,
Really?
Yes.
He didn't buy in. He's been here.
You know what? Maybe I thought it was the back out. I didn't realize.
You know, Vic, I was wondering today if we were going to hit the 1 million. We were going to be popping the cork when I saw all those players continually coming in during the day, and I saw the live stream. We have multiple we have 4 tables in there. That was packed too.
Yeah.
We got to be getting close.
Yeah, we're getting close. Probably going to hit it Saturday during day 1J. We'll hit it before the turbo.
Raise, we get 13,000.
But, you
I
know,
think we might hit it Friday.
we were hoping for a couple hundred players today. We wound up with 240.
Yeah, I got some bonus today.
And Fridays are usually pretty big days.
I just think with possibly the new room over there, more tables, little excitement for people checking out the room. Oh, look at that handsome trophy.
Ah, there it is. That's the surprise he was telling me about.
Okay.
I love it. The handsome trophy.
The $1 million guarantee 4-year
Look
anniversary
at that.
champion.
Judith, just imagine if Dom was able to play this and maybe take it down. Forget the 200,000, Judith. Who needs that? You'd get this nice trophy on the mantle.
Oh, I would put that right in the living room, too. She would love that. If I could get that trophy right in the middle of the living room, in front of the middle of her decor,
Yeah.
let me tell you, she would be the happiest woman in the world, Vic.
Now, the question is, would she change the decor to match that coloring? Would there be maybe some, would you have to adapt a little bit?
Well, I think she would have to if I brought over home, $250,000. Her tune would change a little bit on that one. Money does buy things, and I think your wife will be a little bit more understanding if you want to put that if that comes with $250,000.
You could pull a George Costanza and get a red velvet suit and get a picture taken with it.
Oh,
Be ensconced in velvet.
She says I would wear it as a necklace. I'm not against it.
Flava Flav style.
Oh, oh man, look at you going old school '80s. I love it. That's I grew up with that. Yeah, Flavor Flav with the big clock.
Burgundy drapes. I love it, Texas sub. Got to get some burgundy drapes to go with the $1 million prize pool guarantee 4-year anniversary championship trophy. Thank you very much, Eye in the Sky. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
And shout out to my wife for tuning in. Appreciate the support. Hopefully you're having a good day. I know she was working today. Relaxing. Chillaxing. Probably eating my leftover Chinese food that I brought. I got China buffet for us yesterday because I came into work, Vic, I had so many downs I got sent home early. All of a sudden the wife says, "Hey, China buffet."
Yeah.
I go, "Yes, dear." And got the carry out, where you could do it in the boxes. And
Yeah.
Vic, I had 3 boxes full. We had everything: sushi, shrimp, the mushrooms, the green beans, everything.
11,000.
So you got the husband trophy last night. Eye in the Sky also, we're coming back here to hand 34. Blinds are at 2,500, 5,000, and 2,500. I was just going to ask for the graphics, and boom, you're way ahead of me, as usual.
Mudmade.com.
And call.
So heads up action here. Three, 4, 6. So Mudmade gets a piece of this.
And, Marshall, a couple of overs, needs a little help. He had some runner capability, but that jack doesn't really do anything for him. Maybe hoping for a straight or a flush draw if you don't hit your 9 or 7.
I love the growth, as you mentioned, in Mudmade's game, and here is an example of it right now. As he's looking at that, I know that he is thinking, what do I put Marshall on?
Well, and he's trying to rep the jack too.
And
So-
if I think that Marshall doesn't have a jack, I could actually represent the jack after checking the flop.
Having the ace of hearts in your hand too does come into play.
Call.
Blocking the nut flush draw.
So Marshall does make the call. And the check mark is going to go to Mudmade. Oh, and he's going to check it here.
This is about the only way he could get more if he makes this call. If he's baiting him, it's up to Marshall now what he wants to do. There's 52K in the middle. He has 81.5 in front of him. But he's going to just check.
So check to showdown, and the 4 will take that down at a nice chip amount there to add to his chip stack, 26,000. So Mudmade now the chip leader here at this feature table, and now he is above the watermark of the average chip stack. We have not seen that much at this particular table. We have seen some great action. We're at 46 players. We get down to 45. We'll be breaking a table. So then we'll fill this back up again at 9-handed. And I see we've got some more people that have joined us, and we appreciate that. Love to hear from you. Where are you watching from? And what's your setting? In terms of, are you on the couch? Are you on the beach? If you're up here in the Midwest, you're not on the beach. I can tell you that. But we do get players from all over the country and all over viewers all over the world and all over the country. We always like to hear where you're at, what you're up to. Means a lot to us. But also, please hit that like button. We're at 38 likes. As Dom likes to point out, it's free.
Yeah.
Raise it on up. Let's make it 10,500.
Mudmaid's just going to no, he is. He's going to. I was going to say he needs to raise this up in that situation. Battle of the blinds, 10-9 of clubs. Sergey's going to protect though, so we're going to go heads up.
Couple of jacks with a 9, 2 pair for Mudmaid. You always like seeing 2 instead of 1 if you're going to see an over.
Bet 13,000.
Curious to see if Sergey puts him on a straight draw or a made hand. With ace high, you do come along here and you float. But he's going to let it go. He believes him. And Mudmaid now over 200,000. And
Nice.
not taking huge chunks, Vic.
No,
just continually chopping away. You know, 25K profit, 14K profit, 30K profit at a time.
A little better than baby steps. And we've got King Rock, Larry D. says, under the covers, watching on the big screen, Texas sub from Texas. Larry D. in New Jersey. Lee at home, watching at the dining room table.
Raise it on up. Make it 13,000.
Oh, and here comes Mudmaid with the queen 10 on the button. Folds around to him. Put on the pressure. K-Wall waking up with nothing again. He must be thinking, why are you picking on me? Every time it's the button or the cutoff. But yeah. And another 10K profit for mudmaid.com.
Hey, do what he's doing right now, okay? Do what he's doing. I know you don't know what that is, but
That is it for me, guys.
all right, thank you.
Thank you all very much. Definitely a pleasure. Good luck, everybody. My pleasure.
And we've got a dealer change.
Oh, yep.
We've been fortunate to have a great team of traveling dealers stopping in from many different locations to help us out during this big time of the Millie. We hope that we have made them feel comfortable here, but I got to tell you, they make us feel comfortable in the product that we deliver, the quality. So a shout out to each and every one of those travel dealers. Marshall now pocket eights under the gun. The blinds are at 25,000, 2,500, 5,000. He's going to bump this up a little better than 2x to 11,000. Mark Ballant says he's watching from the Lazy Boy. And a question from Texas Sub. Any dealers here from TCH or the Lodge?
That's a good question.
Good question. I don't think so, but we've got three-way action here, and the best of it's going to be for Sergey with the queen.
Yeah, top pair.
Marshall was the pre-flop aggressor with the eights.
We do
So
have
Sergey
all around,
bets
though.
out 20,000.
My favorite hand, Vic, did not win him that one. Pocket eights.
I was able to interview a few of the traveling dealers. They're a little bit better than few. Jose works at from time to time at Mohican out in Connecticut. Jimmy is from Las Vegas, but originally from Portland, Oregon. Trisha's from Hale, Michigan. Chad from Grand Ledge, Michigan. We got Billy from Philly. His next stop's going to be out at the WSOP via the Golden Nugget. Got Dave from Virginia and David from Central Illinois. And Brandon from Muskegon, Michigan. Just to name a few. There's a few there that I've missed. Just to give you an idea. Thank you for the question. Appreciate that.
So we got some action here. Pocket nines versus ace queen. For Marshall, this might be a shove. Play this multiple ways. Yeah, he's going to take a stab at it. Go for a big pot. Now over to Andrew.
Justin and Lee, I'm going to get to your questions in just a second. We got a nice hand brewing here.
Yeah, one of the few stacks that he doesn't have to put all his chips at risk, and he's going to make a stab at it too. Both these players are hungry for a big one. I mean, Andrew still called off about half his stack, if not a little more. Here we go. Classic flip here. I like the card placement by Travis. King high board, nine still good. And oh, now he's blocking with the flush draw, and he hits the flush on the river. Marshall with a big double up to 141K. Andrew, though, still at 85.5.
So Justin asking about some healthy eats. Well, you've come to the right place. We are on Glendale, and just up the road on Glendale, or whichever direction you're going, east of us on Glendale, one stoplight. One of our favorite places is Monette's. That is a fruit and vegetable place, but also with a deli. They do homemade soups, and they've got a full deli. They've got pre-made, they've got sandwiches and salads, really good salads, Greek salads, different types of salads that are packaged ready to go. And like I said, that's you could almost walk there on a nice day, but it's right down the street from us. Just a little bit further, our grocery stores in this area are pretty much Kroger, also Meijer, but there's a Kroger in Maumee that's only about 6 minutes away. That's where I stopped in on the way to work today, picked up some watermelon, some pineapple. They have sushi there that's actually pretty darn good.
There's a little bit of everything, honestly. This is a good food joint. If you even come to this area, just type in Google food near me. You know, they always have the ratings, like the power stars, 1 through 5. When I first started working here, I learned pretty quickly. I mean, once you get at least 200 people commenting and rating it, it's pretty accurate.
Yes, yeah. And the other question was, how late are we going tonight? We're going to be going till around 9:30.
Well, look at this flop here for Sergey. He does have a gut shot. Does he fire? Nope. Sashin's still ahead with fives. Jack pairs the board. Check, check. Both players playing a little conservative. Little pot control, not in the mood to get in a big one. Here, look at Sergey.
Yeah, Sergey, he's gonna send some weakness here. Going to take a stab at this. Bet 25,000.
One of my favorite hockey players was Sergei Fedorov. Early 90s, mid 90s. And Sasha now contemplating the call. Thinking, did he miss? And he's going to make the call.
Wow, nice call here. Going to take down a profit of 50 grand, adding 50 grand to his stack prior to the hand.
Nice hand.
Very nice.
I thought it was a busted draw. It felt like it.
And Tony lets us know that he said the last dealer at the table was just hired at the lodge. Thank you for that input. Appreciate it. You know, we get so busy here. We really, it's not like we get to sit around and chit-chat with each other too often.
But everyone that I have talked to is really nice. Great group of guys and gals. Trying to put out the best product possible for these players. They're doing a fine job.
And just, yeah, as Dom mentioned, back to the food situation, there are a number of restaurants. You've got your Italian favorite restaurant, Olive Garden.
Stop it.
That is like walking distance.
I'm not a hater on Olive Garden. It's just fake Italian. It's not real Italian.
No, it's not real Italian, but it's. I agree.
No,
I agree, but it's still pretty good.
I was about to say though, I love the endless soup, salad, and breadsticks for the deal. They have great soups. Their breadsticks are good. Their salad is great. But if you're getting Italian cuisine, you can't go there. Now, did you give a shout out to our boy Salute? Should I go grab those?
Oh yeah, let's.
1 second.
Go get those, and then we'll talk about that as well. Andrew's going to push all in here. He had been experiencing a little bit of a roller coaster. And a suited ace here for Sachin. Looking at needing 67,000 here to call, so better than a third of his stack.
And look at this, Vic.
Very nice. So Sachin wants to isolate. He still had OMC behind him. So let's see here. Okay, no, we're behind him. Sachin did make the call, and we just saw him make a big call with pocket fives. This time he's going to call the pre-flop all in with ace-5 of diamonds. You got a coin, go toss it. That'll tell you who's going to win. And a 5 right in the window. And just, but that changes things. The 6 comes.
Yeah.
And Andrew catches up on the turn and takes that down.
Well, it is justice, right? He had the better ace.
Blinds are up 3,000.
Yeah, Gregory, we do allow people to play out of the racks for physical disabilities, for physical challenges. And that's the reason Sachin is playing his chips out of the rack. So back to the food, but also walking distance is the
Salute Pizza.
Salute a Pizza.
And they have more than just pizza, though.
And they have more than pizza. They have grinders. We got this nice. He was playing. Frank was playing on the live stream the other night. We were talking about his restaurant, and he said, "Dear Dom and Vic, my team and I appreciate you plugging Salute Pizzeria. We had a great weekend. We look forward to serving you in the future. Thanks for your support. Best regards, Frank and the team.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And he gave us 2 gift cards. I think myself and Vic will do a taste tester maybe on day 2 or maybe even on Monday for the final table.
Yeah.
And I think we should share one with the team too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll get ourselves each a sub with the so we get some multiple things. How about we get some pizzas for the team, like 2 larges, because I know we're going to have only a few there. We'll have enough there. And we each get 2 sandwiches that we can try on air. Give them a little plug too and say thank you.
Here's Gio mentioning that they have the best salads in town there.
Oh,
Speaking of healthy eating.
there you go.
Yeah, it has to be beef no matter what, don't worry.
Yeah, Google Salute Pizzeria. It is literally walking distance from the reserve.
How much you raised it? 13 is the total, but
Marshall now raising it up to 13,000 in the cutoff with ace 4. All the way around to Mudmaid in the big blind. He needs 7,000 to complete. He is the chip leader here at this feature table. Looks like he wants to protect with Queen 3, the hand we call around here the Dorothy. And here comes a flop. 10 Jack Jack.
Oh, Vic, I'm looking at this menu right now. It's to die for. Max value. Don't get me going. Mudmaid almost smooth calling, possibly to put on a move later on. I don't see him calling with Queen 3 unless he decides to get tricky here.
Yeah. So they go check, check.
Oh,
And-
that's the wrong card.
Yeah.
I mean, you're blocking King Queen. You really have to play this up. It would take a lot to take this down. 48K in the pot. Checks it over the Marshall.
just one check from C.
Marshall trying to go for value now, maybe thinking he had a 10.
27,000.
And a quick pot for Marshall. Nice hand.
Brett asked the question, overlay, question mark, or are you guys hitting and going to crush the guarantee? So Brett did a little update earlier, and what you're watching is Flight 1G. So tonight in real time is 1H. We have 3 more flights to go. There's a flight tomorrow, a flight Saturday, and then a turbo flight Saturday night at 7 p.m.
You're under the gun.
And as of tonight, we have had 1,352 entries with 3 more flights to go. So we feel that we could very likely hit the guarantee tomorrow.
1.5 is still possible, folks, because we have 3 flights left, but they're going to be the busiest flights. Like, don't be shocked if that happens, especially new building, little bit of a buzz, more tables for more buy-ins. I'm just saying. I'm a believer, Vic.
So Smoke sits down, and right away under the gun, he gets Ace Jack of Hearts,
Pulling
and
the
he,
OG.
and he raises this up.
Is 18,500.
We usually see that from the OG, don't we? By
Yes.
the time he sits down, he doesn't get all his chips out. How many buy-ins do we have after today?
Total buy-ins through tonight, 1,352. Also a suited Ace Jack for Sachin, and he is going to call Marshall. He's reaching for chips with a suited Queen.
There we go. Yeah, almost 700K already in the prize pool, and we got our biggest flights still to come. 3 of them. It's an exciting time. First time we've done a 1 million under just one building too.
18-5 full. Full. Heads up.
What's up?
2 players with the same hand. Always interesting to see if someone other pushes the other one off of it. Both players get a piece with mid pair. Is that? I'm curious what Smoke's gonna do here, being low stack.
That is 18,500.
He came out firing.
Call.
Sashin's gonna make the call of 18-5. So now Smoke 20K behind. If he doesn't see a spade here, and he does see a spade, does he use it as ammunition? Passive, check, check.
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 Jack. Here with an ace.
They both check it down. They're gonna see a chop. They profit 6 grand. Well done.
Question about whether Resi had bagged. You can go to our Facebook page, and we have put out the most recent update. And if Resi's name is Rezart, R-E-Z-A-R-T, then Rezart has 762,000 as a bag.
I'm no,
famous and you don't even know.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. If you go to Shark Tank,
I've never been to Shark Tank.
He got this here. Yeah. I swear to God. It looks like.
You sure you're not watching this?
No.
This
No.
place?
No.
Because I'm from here.
No. No. You know what? I was going to take a picture of you. Seriously.
I believe it. I believe it. So we're recording.
K-Wall getting rid of King 10.
Yeah.
Raised 15,000.
And
Brian.
yes, Brett, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. will be the final satellite. There's a satellite going on right now that started at 7 p.m.
Isn't that crazy to think of when you say the final satellite? I mean, we still have so much more though. I
Yeah.
mean, we're not done till Monday.
Hey, folding 9s back to back?
No, my blind.
Oh, you're blind.
But I'm just saying, stop.
Take a shot with those.
No, but I'm saying with the blind.
So, Brett, the latest you can register tomorrow night for that satellite. We did the math a little bit earlier, just around 10 p.m., 9:45. We're talking about the satellite tomorrow night, Dom, starting at 7 p.m. He's asking when is the late reg. Actually, I'll go out right now and look at the clock and give you exact time.
Yeah. That one, let me think, 15-minute levels. I believe it's about 2 hours and 20 minutes after start time. I was dealing it a few nights. It's such great value, that one. Brian raised it up to 16K with Ace Jack OMC now pocket 8s with 64, and he's gonna jam all of it. Mudmade Jack 10 gets out of the way. From what we can see, it looks like it'll be folded over the Brian. Yeah, not a whole lot to get excited about. $48.5 more for Brian to make this call. It is the low stack. I know you're never excited to put all your chips for Ace Jack, but you know, low stack, the range can be so wide. If he knew it was 8 suit gamble here, tough to say.
Call. Bet the call. Yeah, you get 2 overs. Look up. Yeah, 8s. No men's. 5.
New hand, new opportunity. All right, and here we go. Blind versus blind. K-Wall makes the call. Sasha now suited to ace-9. Asking to see the chip stack. Won't be surprised if he puts them all in here. Yep, and there it is. All in. Fold. Picks up 6K. Nicely done. And Vic, what do you got for us?
The absolute last minute to register would be 10 p.m. So let's just go with 9:30, 9:45.
To play it safe.
Play it safe
Yeah.
for the satellite tomorrow night. I went out and actually looked at the clock. So it's 8:20 or 8:15. 8:15. Basically, they just went on their first break after 5 levels. They'll take the grays off, and then that'll be a 10-minute break, and then they'll go 5 more levels at 15 minutes. So 8:25, and 5 times 15 is 75.
See, I'm going to go with what you put. But yeah, be here by 10 o'clock, needless to say. Needless to say. I would say this. How about you get here by 9? It's a turbo satellite. You don't want to come in right before the break.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's a turbo satellite.
Yeah.
I think you want to get here if it starts at 7. You want to be here by 9 o'clock, especially with 15-minute levels. But I expect that one to be pretty high, especially with 2 flights available on Saturday, the regular and the turbo. Last chance for people to get in for the cheap, the best value possible. I know I'm always looking for good value.
Sachin is going to come in now with the King Jack suited, a.k.a. the Nemesis. He's going to call the raise from Mudmaid. And Brian, who's just joined us at this table, going to protect his big blind with 7-4. And a 7 right in the window.
There's a lady.
It's all red, but it is Sachin's open-ended with the King Jack. Mudmaid wants to do a continuation bet. Get some information. Steps down the bet to 12,000. Quick call there from Sachin. And pretty much an easy fold, even with the only heart. He doesn't know that.
That's a good card for Mudmaid.
Oh, and he would have hit 2 pair with the 7-4. Oh, boy.
Yeah, Mudmaid, though, gets an open-ender, some
Yeah.
outs. Not to mention he could just take this down right now. I think as long as the heart doesn't come, he's going to stay aggressive with this, putting his opponent on a draw. And nice play by Mudmaid. Profits 47K added to his stack. And profit 234K in front of him total. Nice play.
So just to be clear, with tomorrow night's 7 p.m. satellite, that is a $65 buy-in. I know that Dom had mentioned that it was a turbo because it's 15-minute levels. That's considered a
Now, if
small, but somebody answered what it was for the buy-in tomorrow night for the satellite
Okay.
at 7 p.m.
because the turbo on Saturday is the same buy-in as a regular tournament on Saturday night, you have to buy in for 600.
So Saturday night is the turbo flight day one. So that's
Yeah.
$600.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
regular. I wanted to make sure that's clear because
Yes.
turbo's being, in case someone's misreading that on the message board
Yeah.
or thinking one thing, I want to be clear. We're talking about how the satellites have faster. We should almost just say satellites because we've got the turbo coming up. I don't want anyone coming in here thinking one thing or the other. So the satellite is 65 tomorrow. The day one turbo on Saturday night is still just like any other flight. The only difference is it's a turbo blind level structure late at night.
Yeah.
We still have the regular flight at 1 p.m. on Saturday, and then we have a turbo later on in the evening.
So if you played tomorrow night's satellite at 7 p.m. and you got a seat, but in the meantime, let's go back to the action here because K-Wall is going to push in here with suited nemesis, King Jack of hearts. He's down to his remaining 5 big blinds here, a little bit better. So he's hoping for some help from Mudmaid, who continues to be the feature table chip leader at 234,000. And Mudmaid makes the call. So King Jack suited against Queen Jack is a heavy favorite. And Kevin is hoping that that holds up. And here comes the flop. A jack and a heart. All heart, 2 hearts. Oh, and Mudmaid catches up on the river with the queen. Good run, Kevin. I know we'll see you again. And I think actually Kevin might have been going for a double bag there. I got to check the list. Thought I had seen his name
Nice run,
earlier.
K-Wall. 43 players left now. Getting down to that 42. Getting down to that magic number of 36 when it really starts to click in. You're at the final 4. Mudmaid approaching 300K.
You want me to put this hand in the box? Can you put that over there and then mark it, please?
Looks like we've gained some viewers here. Thank you very much for joining us. We are the Reserve in Toledo, Ohio. $1 million prize pool guarantee. Tonight we're giving you 3 hours of poker action from flight Day 1G. 146 entries in that flight. Playing down to 15 players, 15 top 10% will go on to the Day 2. They will also go to the cage after they become the top 10% of the night and collect $1,000. If they bag again, they'll receive $3,000 as a bonus. So 42 players at 9-handed means that we are down to 5 tables. There's 4 of those tables in the main room. And the table in the forefront where you see Scotty in seat 8, that is for the tonight's satellite. And if we pan to the left, you would see a number of other tables for that satellite. Got started at 7 p.m., as we mentioned. Late reg for that, just close to 10 p.m. And there's one more satellite tomorrow night. And after tonight, 3 more day ones. 1 p.m. on Friday, 1 p.m. on Saturday, and 7 p.m. turbo Saturday night. All 3 of those $600 buy-in. Heads up action now, OMC and Sachin. Sachin gets a 5. It's been kind of a 5 thing here for Sachin tonight. We saw him make a big call with pocket 5s against Sergey earlier. Bet a 15,000. OMC picked up on something there, so he's going to bump this up with his deuces. He's going to 3x this to 45,000.
Yeah, 13 people back. I think they were at like exactly 100 before tonight.
Sachin just with
People that have bagged.
and actually that chip count might not be right for Sachin. We'll see. The board pairs, they both have 2 pair. And OMC is going to put the pressure on here with the pocket 2s.
$78,000.
Ray, I don't know if Ray double bag, but I think it was for 1.2.
Sachin has more than 14,000 in front of him there, and he is going to make the call. We'll see if we can get that chip count updated in a pre-recorded. It's not always that easy to do. And right now, OMC needs a deuce and a deuce only. There's 2 left. What a call here from Sachin. And he's going to take down a really nice pot, and that'll be it for OMC on this feature table. You 2 to money, you looks like you're asking a question there, and I'm not sure what it is. At the main table, is he in charge of Mudmaid? Not sure what that is in reference to.
I did see you here.
Big blind alone. That's small blind.
So we will get this corrected here in just a moment. OMC was actually eliminated in that from that hand, and the all-knowing eye in this guy adjusts that as well as Sachin's stack. Now he is over 200,000. Mudmaid pretty close to 300, just a hair shy of it. And we have seen a couple of incredible calls here from Sachin on this feature table tonight.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate your time.
So yes, mudmaid.com, and Gerald is his name. Gerald is that is his company, and he has a brand, and it's primarily a clothing brand, but he does a number of other things with it. He's a young man. He just started this, I want to say, just a few years ago. His nickname growing up was Mud. I don't know the exact background to that, but so then when he decided to do something with that, the clothing line, and he's got some great stuff. Take a look at that. And as Dom mentioned earlier, he's starting to pick up some celebrity support for that. He's got a printing company, and he helps us with our swag here out of the live stream room.
But I like 20 people. Okay. No, like 18 people.
Yeah, he just
Just went to 2 tables, and I had
raised up 15,000.
and kid comes, I raise like middle position with Ace King of Hearts. Ace King. What do you raise?
15,000 total.
I fold. Ace King of Hearts, he shoves small blind with like 200,000. You know what I'm saying? I call, he got 5 to 10, they hold. I got a fold.
Calls 15,000.
Close. Yeah, I got it. And I don't need a chip.
Sergey's going to protect his big blind, called 9,000 there. But Brian flops the best of it with middle pair and top kicker.
I'm like, I'm in a big blind. It's 3 callers. 3 callers behind the razor. I have to raise.
Average chip stack right now in this flight, about 215,000 to give you an idea of where these players stand.
But yeah, that was early. I'm like, yeah, 11 flags and 30 cents. Then I have a nice day. Fucking raise 2 callers. I got queens.
6,000.
They come 8, 2, 6. Queens. Rainbow.
Oh.
Do open jam. Over top. Other guy goes all in. 2, set of 2s, set of 8s. The guy that jam had a set of 8s. Like, what? How? Queens isn't good. I'm so glad.
Raised to 15,000.
Mudmaid raises up on the button,
Yeah, after this one.
9-8, and Smoke looking down at the good stuff. Ace King of clubs, and he needs some help. Build this stack back up. The blinds at 3, 6, and 3. He's going to push all in, and now Mudmaid here. Gerald has a decision to make.
Man, I jumped right back in the booth, and we got an all-in action.
Yeah.
It looked like 30.
Nice pickup by Smoke, 18K profit.
And he shows.
We say it's too. Smoke is one of the most patient players we've seen. I mean, we saw one of our big tournaments where he was down to nothing at the featured table. There's only like 9 spots left when we take off on that day, Vic. Then all of a sudden we wake up the next morning and we see his picture on our Facebook on the reserve as the chip leader. So don't count him out. He's got grit.
So they just went on a 10-minute break, colored off the blues, and that's the beauty of the taped product, because time warp, boom, boom, here we are.
We can get more
Lines
action
at
for the
4, 8,
viewers.
and 4. And we've got Eli in the box, a.k.a. Frenchie,
16,000.
a.k.a. our occasional commentating partner
Yeah, he is
in the booth. He
great
was here a
addition.
couple nights ago.
Great addition to the team, both dealing and commentary. Power mustache.
And we've got just about another hour to go here. We're so happy you've joined us tonight. We appreciate it very much. And 56 likes. I know we'll get to 75 here soon. If you haven't hit that like button, I'm reminding you. We remind you that we greatly appreciate it. Marshall's going to get middle pair here. Sachin wants to see where he's at with his gut shot. Marshall's coming along. Make the call. He is in the lead. Oh, but Sachin now takes that lead over. Hits the gut shot for the straight. Now Marshall has 7 outs. A bet of 10,000. But now the flush draw as well for Marshall. Or basically the flush draw. And it doesn't get there. Sachin with the check mark.
Scary turn, though. Jeez. He might look back at this one. He might be watching it right now and realizing how big of a card that was on the river.
Yeah.
He turned the nuts, and it's still a sweat. Look at just in an hour time, Vic, too, while he's thinking. You see the chip counts up top. Other than Smoke at 69,000, everyone's at least doubled their chip stack pretty much from when they started. A couple players we saw get eliminated, but these hands are going to get bigger and bigger, and we're almost up to what myself and Victory Scar have been calling the D-Day level, where you either need to double up or get out if you're not in that higher, in the top 25%, that 5-10 limit. It seems like while we're on that level, Vic, we're down to always around 38 players. In that one time frame, usually about 10 players get knocked out during that, and we're below 30 very fast. There's Nick patrolling, serving justice, making sure everything's running clean. He's been working a lot of hours during
There's
this
Dollar
one.
Bill, fellow Bears fan.
Dollar Bill in there. Got to see him in the morning yesterday when I was here for a brief time. Always a pleasure. Him and Chad have a lot in common. Chad Stone in there. Different builds, don't get me wrong. One's super tall, one's super short, one's, like Hulk, one's more like Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four. But they're great characters for the game.
They really are. Now,
they make
keep
it
in
fun.
mind that Dollar Bill's game is a little different than it was 15 years ago. He was a lot more chatty than he is now.
But he
I
makes the
don't know
table
why, but I just know he's just not as chatty. But you're right. At one point, years ago, you were you were getting a lot of banter if you had Dollar Bill at the table with you.
Bill O in the house, thanks. Number 60 on the likes. Appreciate that. Everyone smashing that thumbs up, that like button. Also, if you're new, hit that subscribe. It's completely free. We're going to be covering this $1 million guarantee throughout the week. Day 2's on Sunday. The final table is on Monday. We have cash live streams. Also, we got to move to a big building soon, so we're going to be expecting a lot more big tournament series throughout the year, Vic. If you like cash, if you like tournament poker, we have it all. And like I said, my favorite price, Vic, free. Everyone resets. We're 2 players away from breaking another table. Filling these chairs.
Bill Ogden, you mentioned seeing us in the morning. Just want to clarify that tomorrow's Day 1I begins at 1 p.m. And then tomorrow night we have our final satellite opportunity at 7 p.m. And Houston, like number 61, and just like that, we're up to 64. Thank you so much. And just like that, we are down to 38 players playing down to 15 in this flight. We will not be here to see that. We're going to go for about another hour here. Just a reminder, maybe 45 minutes. Wanted to give everybody a flavor of the tournament action for our $1 million prize pool guarantee. And Mudmaid really playing a very good game here at this feature table. He's going to min-click this under the gun with a suited ace. And now a suited ace for Smoke. But not in a good position there. Sachin now king-queen, definitely in his wheelhouse. Needs 16,000 to call. And he does. And now on to Marshall with a suited ace. Seems to be a theme in this hand. And he's going to push all in from the small blind. His remaining 78,000.
Put down the squeeze, Vic.
Yes.
And it could work. He wouldn't mind this call. Sachin, probably not, but this call with ace 7, sure. Sachin has some chips now. If he thinks he's live and wants to gamble with a smaller stack, I mean, you work your way up for spots like these. What a tweener hand. And he gets out of the way. Nice fold. Marshall grinding away, just trying to get that one double up to put him over 200K.
Bill Ogden, that's very generous of you. We do have just so many so many great players that come in here and treat us so well. With Jules actually brought us a cake. I see we've got some bananas and tangerines and apples in the break room. There's also some cookies. And I got to tell you, with this staff that we have on board, those things are going pretty quickly. So very generous of you. Yes, the crew likes donuts. The crew likes cookies. Occasionally we like to eat well. Don't mind some fruit. And thank you very much. We had Kevin Wall here at this feature table, and he usually brings us some goodies with the Frito-Lay label on it.
Oh yeah. Smoke now king 10 suited. Doing a little ooh-sa-sa moment, thinking in his head. He's going to come in for 18. Andrew, ace 5. Says no chance. Gerald does like to defend his blind if it's reasonable, but he's going to let this go. It looked a lot stronger than king 10 suited. That position of the table, second to act, shows a king. There's the dealers working hard, rocking and rolling. And some of the players, too. There are certain players who have played every single day during this fight, trying to go after those double bags, trying to get a big stack going in for day 2 when there's minimal 200K guaranteed for first place, Vic. They're laying it out there. Definitely, though, saw an uptick in some new faces today from people coming from out of town that you can tell came for the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, day ones, the final 3 days. Definitely noticeable. Like I said, 240 entrants today. I'm pretty sure on Friday we'll hit 300 tomorrow during the day. Well, especially too with the satellite tonight. You got to think a good chunk of that's. Hey, you only have 3 choices.
Brian's going to raise this up in the hijack with King Queen, make it 17,000. And a call from Sergey. He protects the big blind.
2 pair.
And he hits a 4. Continuation bet here from Brian. And a quick call from Sergey.
9 doesn't help anybody. Actually, take that back. It helps whoever has ace-4. It's
Yes.
a blank. It's 1 less card. Oh! For a second there, I forgot he still has the check mark. I was waiting for the counterfeit. That was just an instinct.
That's a reverse
That was
counterfeit.
It's an instinctive, like, you got to be kidding me moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just used to seeing that. And then a split second later, I said, no, wait, no harm, no foul. He still takes down the pot. But yeah, king high, no good.
Call that a inverted counterfeit.
But you just have some knee-jerk reaction sometimes when you call the game of poker. And even though you're looking at the hands and you do about, 50, 80, 60 in a row, when you see that 2 pair on the board, sometimes you're like, oh, and they're like, oh, wait, hey, that didn't change anything. Smoke now in the big blind. Ace-7 for Marshall. Couple of folds. Does he want to get jiggy with it? No. Now Gerald, loving this. AKA mudmade.com. On the button, folds around to him. King, queen. He loves putting pressure, especially with the low stack in the big. Smoke, king 5. Looking down. Thinking to himself, almost. I had one I liked. Gerald chose the king queen.
Sure. I already know. Or we both flopped the king, but I flopped king 5. And so undercover
Like
that
that
you
queen
would see.
jack and king.
Yeah.
King jack.
Yep.
It always happens when the person ain't supposed to call.
Andrew. Queen 10 in the hijack. He pushes all in. 102,500. It's an interesting push here. Typically, you're going to get, as we say from time to time, you're going to get called with the winning hand. By the winning hand. But this time it goes through, and he picks up the small, the big, and the Anny.
Need someone let them know what the cement mixer is. What power it holds over this table.
Right now, average chip stack for this particular flight, at this point in time, about 230,000. And so we just have 2 players here in excess of that on this feature table. Typically, when we do the math on 8.8 million in chips in play in this, and you look at these stacks, you can easily come to the conclusion that there's still a lot of chips out there in the main room.
Mudmade.com, ace jack. Getting a little rush. Just got king queen suited on the button. Couple hands later. Onward. 20K. Sashin, too, has been picking up some hands. Now wakes up with the old one-upper. And he's going to 3-bet this up to 50K. I like this bet sizing. It's enough to get some information before you go to the flop. But you're not committed where if he shoves, you're obligated to call. Little chess game going on here between the two. Folds ace jack, and he shows ace queen.
Wow.
So they show. Houston, can't wait for you to be up here too, buddy.
Down here.
Yeah, actually, yeah, he's coming from the north. So, yes. Can't wait for you to come down here. Yes, sir. And he's like number 61. Shout out to that. We are at 69 likes. Let's get up to 75. Our goal is always 100. If you don't mind smashing that thumbs up, it's completely free. Helps us out a lot in the algorithms. It's how we've grown as a channel on YouTube. Andrew now, King Jack offsuit, mudmade.com right behind him with ace 4.
See, I called. I turned nut straight, bro. And knocked him out.
Oh, he was pissed.
Like second level.
Pretty much if I say no, it probably just means I had ace.
But I would have.
If I say no, it means I had ace.
I would have definitely folded.
Here's a raise under the gun from Andrew. King Jack. He's really shown from time to time that his range will open up.
Our lines are not up now. That was the satellite.
Is that 18?
18,000 total, yes. It was loud. It was loud.
Just 2 more players. We get to 36. We will break a table. That'll bring this table back to 9-handed. Marshall now. We've seen him shove in these situations. He's on the big blind. Does he want to play this, or he's going to shove in? Yep. Going to see if he can take this down now.
For 118,000.
If he knew what we knew, he would want to call.
There's seat 9. Small bigs.
And we did get to 75. Thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
We still have some time, half hour. There are 25 people out there that haven't hit the thumbs up button. Can you get us to 100? That would be terrific.
Mudmade.com still getting playable hands over and over again. This time says, you know what, the whole table's behind me. I'm going to let go of the queen 10. Different spot at the table. You know he's making that about 20K pre-flop. Smoke now suited ace, low stack. Gonna wait.
Marshall's going to complete here. That gives the option to Andrew in the big blind, and he's going to check that option. So we have heads-up action with 20,000 in the pot.
Yeah, 8 high board, queen high, still good right now. Double belly buster for Marshall.
Yeah. So
Little
check, check, free card.
Yeah, a little surprised he didn't try to do a semi-bluff. Now the flush
This
draw
might
comes up for
prompt a
Andrew.
semi-bluff from one of them. Let's see.
Yeah, if he bet that
Yeah.
flop, though, it would have been over. Now Andrew might want to peel one more, seeing that ace out there.
Well, the third diamond hit, so Andrew now has a flush draw as well.
Yeah, see if he can get lucky, run good. 12K, very affordable.
He makes the call. Let's see if this is a rag, if Marshall makes a move here.
Oh, it gets there.
And Marshall does get there.
Little Yahtzee.
Yes.
Showdown.
Check, check to showdown. And what appeared to be a very innocent hand pre-flop becomes $24,000 in the black for Marshall. And with the average chip stack at around 230 or 240,000, that's a much-needed pot for Marshall. Smoke hoping to make something happen, although, as Dom mentioned earlier, we have seen Smoke do a lot with a little. And we've got a dealer change coming in. Adam, a.k.a. the Professor. Another person we are fortunate to have in the booth here from time to time. Great member of our team here at the Reserve in Toledo, Ohio. And not like that, we're at 80 likes. And if you're just joining us, wondering what's going on here, it's a $1 million prize pool, guarantee $600 buy-in. Start with $50,000 in starting stack. You also, at the beginning of your flight, you have the option of a $20 add-on for $10,000 in chips. About 100% participation in that. So when we do our average chip stacks, we base it on everybody starting with 60,000. Top 10% from each of the flights going on to day 2. And through Thursday night, we've had 1,352 entries. We also have 10 double bags. So if you're doing the calculation of 140 people so far moving on to day 2, take 10 off of that because 10 of those stacks comes out of play. And each of those multi-bag bonus players receive $3,000 as a bonus when they go to the cage. And we've got a hand brewing here. Look at this.
Wow, if you're Sasha and you are loving life right now, open-ended straight draw and the flush draw, Udmade.com does pick up mid-pair, backdoor clubs. Yeah. Build that pot up. Some people hate these bet and draws. I get excited because
Yeah.
you know if you hit it big.
Yeah.
Sergey.
Doesn't realize it, but he's in the lead with his threes. But look at that, 14 outs.
He has the best made hand, but statistically, he's the underdog.
He's the underdog. You're
Lot
right.
the fade.
Yeah.
So I think you got a set. I folded a couple hearts.
That's that.
Sasha having a blast at the final table. Or not the final, I mean the feature.
The feature table. Yeah.
He's got 362 in front of him. He's rolling. There's Frenchie about to tap in.
So you had 2 of my blockers then. That would lower my equity.
Yes, I did. You watch the screen.
Appreciate
little readers, like little baby motherboards. There's like 2 of them in here, and then the wires, we routed tracks throughout the whole table to go back to the center. Underneath all this padding. Look at our phones, right?
Big button.
Yeah.
Where are we at?
4-8.
Sasha now riding the wave, Vic. 5-4. Does he just feel like it's coming? No. Gets out of the way, but Marshall looking down at a suited ace. Really impressed. He has just been calm, cool, and collective at the table, and right now you're looking at he's just shy of 200K. Like one decent sized pot.
Yeah.
And he's there. Doesn't need a hit of a monster. 168 in front of him to start this.
I can lean back.
Yeah, just when you're in a hand, you can.
Man, he just bumps it up to 16. Nothing crazy. Little min click. Smoke now, King 9. Getting a good price. He already has 12,000 in there. Looks like he's going to see a flop. Here we go. 3-handed now. 52,000 in the middle. And right now, after all that, ace high still in the lead with just a pair of deuces. Sorry, ace deuce. We'll see where I'm at. Bet. Takes it down. And now Marshall is above 200,000. Just like that. Well done.
Big blind, baby. 4-8-4.
It is moving faster than it is. No.
What's that?
Oh, it's 36. I thought it said
Gentlemen, smoke.
Yesterday it was down to like 22 at this
Marshall on a run good now, picking up pocket sevens. Needs 8,000 to call,
16.
but he's going to call. I thought he was going to bump that up. Andrew gets out of the way. Mudmaid right in his wheelhouse, in position. The cutoff with 9-8 of spades. And that looks like a call.
16 over here and a call.
And Sachin is going to check his option.
Yeah, pocket sevens gets out flop by Mudmaid, but I'm not sure if he knows it. Not a great flop for 9-8. Does he take a stab? See where he's at. Now 2 pair.
Now he's going to feel more confident about taking a stab at it.
Marshall's still not out of it,
It was
though.
the third club.
Marshall does have a flush draw and a gut shot. He might get a little sticky, but mudmaid.com bets 26,000.
And look who's coming in.
Oh, there he is, the man with many faces.
MRH.
Yes, good luck to MRH.
And look who's coming into seat 2.
Oh man, we got like celebrities.
We've
doing
got
this.
this table just became very interesting.
He doesn't want all the chips.
No.
He just wants
Your
chips.
chips.
All of the things that come along with it, like cameras, lights, and
Yeah,
Got some great men, great poker players entering this feature table. Looking forward to it. Down to 36 players, final 4 tables in flight. Matt going, hey, where are my cards? So he looks at the situation. Oh, wait, I'm in timeout for one hand. Came in between the blinds. Andrew, ace queen. Shay's going to look down. Wish he has a redo. Gets out of the way, all in.
That's a good change. I get out of here and I'm just like,
The carpet's from the same thing as what you think. It's just, you know,
it's like, dude, I think like cash
put
games.
a cigarette out in
That was fun. I feel rejuvenated, like everything's good. I leave the same I'm like,
coffee stain.
that's fine.
Like a cigarette won't burn it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
72.
I
You're good. No worries.
Some kind of material.
My guarantee is just like that, guarantee for life if you don't walk on it.
Oh, you did it, carpet?
No,
No.
just said my guarantee on the carpet.
Life, you don't want one.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it's all the same color in the dark.
Did I ever tell you how many square feet my shit was?
No. You're to come in on your birthday. That was a year ago. I was surprised, I even told you, you're gonna come on your birthday.
Well, Brian with ace queen
It's been a year ago.
doing an inventory here. Realizes that if he pushes this all in and it does not hold up, ace queen versus ace queen, then he'll be down to 45,000. However, right now, unless there's and that's a rainbow board, and it stays rainbow, so that is going to be a chop pot.
I had my GX7 in hand.
You gonna pay this one? How much you pay?
370.
Enough to work with.
It's doable. Sure.
I'll code you on the list for 60K. I was like, that's a bag for you.
How much?
60K.
Oh shit, double bag?
No,
No.
it's just one
Just
bag.
clocked it and tried to get another one.
It's coach.
I guess it, yeah, it was coach. It was, I guess, one dude. What? I don't know if it was. I don't think it was Jeff. I can't think of his name. Jim, maybe. He had like 1.1 and got him like 2 flips and lows.
Yep, that's Jeff. Yeah, not Jim. That's Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah, he got him like 2. Got him like 2.
Majority of the poker room put that story.
George Z says he's going to be here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Glad to hear it.
What happened?
Got beat by like, I think 6-2 and a 6-3 or 6-4 or something.
Hey, it was in your seat.
He had $1 million with, you know,
He didn't make it?
Headley in the cutoff now with 7-5 of spades.
Marcus, is that the Marcus got him on 460. I asked him today, what
He comes to the table well above the average chip stack, just shy of 300,000. And something to do there with the raise. Oh, blinds are at 5, 10, and 5. Looks like Headley put out some chips extra, but it wasn't enough to complete the raise, so it'll just be a call. In the meantime, Brian is going to complete with ace 10, and Marshall checks his option.
No, one hit though. He lost
last Friday,
one person to go.
no, the guy he lost to. I was playing.
Marshall is still in this hand, checks it.
Yeah, I sat down.
What was the flip? What did Jeff have?
I know he had clean at one time. 21. But I don't know both flips. I just heard it was like
So Headley had intended to be the pre-flop aggressor. Brian had checked his ace.
Yeah, one of them was the last one.
Picked up some hands.
and I played with the guy.
There we go. We get those
He was like 6 barrels.
graphics caught up. Marshall does get out of the way now. And a king on the turn. Brian still in the lead, strong lead with that ace 10. Just 3 outs here for Headley.
Yeah, he's got. I don't know which stack he is, but I think he got 1.5
Otis, thanks for joining us. Going to answer that question here shortly. See how this hand plays out.
He's getting aggressive, putting on the pressure here. Has position. It's almost a bet sizing, though, where Brian might be thinking if he really wanted value, there's no flush draw out there. Why is he betting so much when you look at this board? I will say that. Holding ace-10 in your hand. But no, he's going to let it go. Headley with the bluff. Nice hand. 46K profit. I got to believe, though, when you're looking at that chip sizing and whatnot, it looked a little fishy.
So, Otis, there is one more satellite, and that is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. That is a $65 buy-in. A chance to get a voucher into this $600 buy-in, $1 million prize pool guarantee tournament with a guaranteed first place at $200,000. We should be rounding the bend on that $1 million, potentially sometime tomorrow.
Definitely doable. I think we could hit 30. Who knows what we get tomorrow? I'm going to just say 300 buy-ins. We could even go over that. It could be. I really don't know.
Shay joins the crowd here, and he's got a healthy stack in front of him, $644,000. He's under the gun with ace-8, and he calls the 10 grand. Little conversation back and forth. Shay and Mudmaid, they have logged a lot of hours playing tournament poker with each other here at the Reserve in Toledo, Ohio. Sasha now also making the call, and here comes an all-in from Brian. He's putting the squeeze on. He sees Limp City going on here. Call City, so he's going to push in with Queen 9 of Hearts. And so far, got 2 folders. Mudmaid's got Sachin to his left and has to play into his decision process. So, Brian picks a good time to put the squeeze on and add 50,000 to his stack.
Well done. Bravo. Get a little bit of that back. Gotta say, that was a quite a bluff by Headley.
Yeah.
Just a couple moments ago. The man of many faces.
And Danielson coming in to deal.
Sergey, Queen Jack offsuit. A little something, something.
Smoke. Ooh. Junkola. Marshall. The Kings in position on the button. Blinds are at 5, 10, and 5. Sergey had raised to 26,000, so Marshall's going to push all in with those. And Shea now, pocket queens and a fortress of chips. And he knows he's got the pre-flop aggressor to his left. if he could see Sergey's hand. Might have folded those queens, but he's going to come along.
Well, ladies are always better than kings, right?
And the computer knows that there's just one queen left. So already Shay is at a huge disadvantage. But I always like to say a percent is still a percent. Means it can still happen. So let's see what happens with this flop. Ace, ace, 9.
Probably the.
Nope.
Oh, that's all she wrote.
That's the all she wrote right
The
there.
big hand alert went off. Huge pot for Marshall. He just keeps rising and rising, Vic.
Yeah.
That was really, the first time we saw, since the very beginning, we saw, maybe for the first 20 minutes, we're seeing kings and tens and queens and aces. Little all the big pair versus big pair, and that one, they got it in. I don't blame Shay. Hey,
No.
I got a lot of chips. I got queens. I'm going to make you earn it.
Yeah.
Still, though, close to $500,000 in chips. Shay has to be feeling pretty good, even though he's probably thinking, man, if I would have had that, I've been close to the 1 million mark.
Yeah.
Right around 800 plus.
And if we got 18 more likes, we would be at 100. So anybody out there, we greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. When you subscribe, hit that bell. You'll get notifications when we do go live.
Well, they must have heard us talk about the big pairs. Been lacking the last half an hour because
Yeah.
now we get pocket tens from Sergey, who limps in. Interesting.
Brian with one of those 10s, Jack 10.
Yeah, and that seems alarming to him too.
Just
He
got
does some
some
calls.
chips, new chips. Marshall still stacking up from his kings versus queens. Gets out of the way. Shay wants to see a flop with the 6s. And Mudmaid checks his option. 4 players going to the flop.
Still aces full of sixes.
And the 6s, I'm sorry, the 10s still in the lead with an ace, king, 8, 2 hearts. A gut shot for Brian. And a feeler bet here from Sergey. 10 grand. Limped in with the 10s, so he's still kind of disguising what he's got there. But in this situation, it's all he needed. And he's going to take down that pot.
That's why I got in. I bought in during the break.
That's what it's been. When I left to come in here, it was still aces full of sixes. Still wish they had those morning Saturdays going.
Smoke under the gun, suited ace. He is on life support now. 4 big blinds. Decides that's not going to be the one.
Man, it's coming up to him. Headley, though, going to keep applying pressure, playing big stack poker right now. 22,000 to go with king 10. Marshall says, "Oh, I'll choose a better spot."
Tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday, for sure.
That's the problem.
Shay on the button with king jack. Oh, one of the rare times, king jack. Domination mode right now. Sergey, not too much more, but with his chip stack size, yeah. I don't know if you want to call off over 10% of the remaining with 4 high. And now we got heads up action, hand number 73 of tonight. Midwest Millie Day 1G. And action flop here. Headley checking, thinking he's trapping. Thought he might lead out to see where he's at. Now he's going to make the call. And this pot is big hand alert. Both these guys are deep. turn, no flush. And Shea is going to probably get some nice value here. I don't know if Matt is going to get rid of this for just 40K with a missed flush draw. Yeah, he's going to keep him honest. And Shea picks up 127K. Nice hand, gets it back.
Yeah, gets some back. He came to the table with well over 600,000, and now he's creeping closer to that 600,000 mark.
Oh, there's you.
There I am, helping out just before I left for the night, last night.
They said Vic is the MacGyver of the reserve, folks. Give him bubblegum, tin foil, and a Swiss Army knife. He can do anything. That was a great show. Were you a MacGyver guy back in the day?
I don't think so.
Really? I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Granted, I was, though, probably like 10, 9 watching it. But I just thought it was amazing how he could always fix something to get out of a situation.
Andrew, King 10, going to put in his remaining 58,000.
Getting after it. Danielson in the box.
Just barely, just above 5 big blinds here. It's been quite a roller coaster for Andrew.
Yeah, 34 players remain. It's 5, and look, it's D-Day blinds. 5-10, Vic. The action has been heating up. We're up to 90 likes. Thank you, everyone, tuning in. We are just 10 likes away from the magic number 100. Appreciate you smashing that thumbs up. That 100 is always just a nice sight. And it's been fun, too, this week. We've been doing these day one millies, and we've been online more than ever, bringing you action every single night. Appreciate the love and support, and definitely something new.
So Andrew just had King 10 and had pushed all in. This time he pushes it away. Shea is going to raise up to 30,000 with Ace 10. Smoke now. This has got to be it, Smoke. You got the pocket nines. Need some help here, buddy. And he does push all in here, but it's still 30,000 for Headley to call. So Headley does make the call. There's going to be a side pot. Of 8,000. So a potential triple up here for Smoke, and currently still in the lead here.
No, Headley just boated.
Headley just boated. Oh, my goodness.
Headley outflopped him. He needs a 9 and a 9 only.
Yeah.
And, Headley is going to get a nice pot here, 131K going his way with the 4 deuce of diamonds. $65 the Shea. With the player all in, though, I'm not sure he would be doing this. I think he said call like he's going to keep him honest, but yeah. He wasn't doing that with the player all in, especially at this point.
So that will be it for our good friend Smoke for this particular flight. I think we will see him again. Certainly probably see him in play in tomorrow night's satellite. And that becomes a big pot there for Headley, who now is up over 360,000. Marshall at 372. Shea 463. Krista Pino checking in. Connecticut in the house. There's TK. And we are on hand number 76. So we're going to take just a couple more hands here for tonight to give you a full 3 hours of poker action. And then we will sign off until we see you again tomorrow night.
All right, we got four-handed going to the flop right now. Here we go, jack high board. Sashin, a little run good. Kind of was hemmed up with the pocket fives pre-flop, but he flops the best of it. Have to love that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this will be our last hand of the night. We want to thank you very much for joining us. Wow, just shy of 100 likes. We really appreciate that, and we appreciate your participation.
Absolutely.
As well as all of your questions and comments.
And we're gearing for that final table live at the Reserve on YouTube, where one player is going to at least get 200,000. Keyword at least.
At least.
The minimum milli.
Andrew here with Ace King under the gun. We have seen this, and that all in. Shay thinking, man, I wanted to act here with this Ace 9 of diamonds. I was hoping. Yep, that is exactly what he is agonizing over. In early to act, Shay typically not going to engage in this type of hand, but you never know with this guy. And he lets it go. Easy decision there for Mud Maid. Almost as easy as a decision for Sergey. And Marshall.
Decision time now.
Decision time.
Just because it's 96K and you're looking where the blinds are coming up to him, where his range could be so wide.
Yeah.
As he sees the blinds coming up, I don't blame him for calling with Ace Jack right here. I mean, he could be doing that with threes, Ace 10, even King Queen, and we have a King High board, and that all but does it. Yeah. That hand is taken down. Andrew doubles up. Marshall, though, still at $250,000 in chips, so doing very well, especially from where he was from at the beginning of this live stream, Vic.
Yeah.
Little shout out at the main room, the main lobby. We're down to 29 players.
And just before we sign off, we get some great news from Lisa saying that she and Steve will probably be in the house tomorrow night.
I hope so.
Fantastic for this 4-year anniversary celebration. $1 million guarantee, $600 buy-in, $200,000 guaranteed first place. There is one more satellite left. That is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. There are 3 more day ones, one tomorrow at 1, one tomorrow Saturday at 1, and then a turbo flight on Saturday night at 7 p.m. Everybody coming in here hoping that they can get to the day 2, which is on Sunday, and then the day 3 final table, 10 players on Monday the 14th.
Yeah, we do play to the final 10% from every day 1, and they will come back for Sunday day 2 for their dreams to possibly take over at least $200,000 home with them, and a handsome trophy.
Very handsome trophy. Very handsome indeed. Always a pleasure.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, from your family, our family here at the Reserve, we all say, please stay safe.
We salute you. Take care, everybody.
Good night.